Bibi Netanyahu is not alone. I have a few more videos to post before the 1-year anniversary of my book being published. The 1-year Hebrew anniversary, Blindsided by Messiah, was published on Rosh Chodesh Tevet, on Hanukkah last year. And I have about a half a dozen more videos, chinks in the armor, commentary, things that I want to share with you before I post on my 1-year anniversary. And today, I didn't know which of the half a dozen or so videos to record. And Hashem, as he does always, wakes me, greets me in the morning, and this morning he showed me visions and had a conversation with me and spoke a little more than he usually does. He usually shows me pictures and then asks for my commentary. This morning, he showed me a solitaire diamond, beautiful single diamond on a pendant. And it was beautiful. And he said, Lori, if this was given to you by me, would it be a treasure? And I said, oh yes, beautiful. And then his vision of the diamond, the solitaire, turned into millions of diamonds. I couldn't even see the solitaire anymore. And it didn't seem as special to see millions and millions of diamonds, though they are treasures and they're worth a lot. And then he asked me, if you acquired a diamond or all of these diamonds by yourself, would they be as valuable to you? And I said, no, it's much better to receive them as a special gift from you, Hashem. And then he said, if you did something inappropriate, if you stole the diamonds, what would they mean to you then? And I said, they would have not only no value, they would be a stain on my soul that I would have to work for the rest of my life to remove. I couldn't bear it. I would have no desire to have any diamonds that I did something wrongful to attain. They have no value. They have negative value. They detract and they take away from my soul. He said, that's right. He said, today, I want you to talk about Bibi Netanyahu. And I want you to talk about breach of trust. And I said, okay. So he wants me to parlay that vision, this morning discussion, into a discussion about Bibi Netanyahu and about you, whoever you are, whether you're American, whether you're from India. I have lots of fans in India. Hello, India. Wherever you are, whoever you are, this discussion includes you. Bibi Netanyahu has been indicted and brought up on charges, and the most significant charge that makes us emotional is the one called breach of trust. While there's a few charges, that one evokes an emotion out of us because he's an elected official, and breach of trust of an elected official sends shockwaves into our soul. How dare you do that? But I'm here to have a discussion about how, Bibi Netanyahu, you are not alone. Everyone in all the world, over 7.5 billion people, breach trust all the time. All the time, everyone does exactly what Bibi Netanyahu did every day of their lives. every day of your life, whoever you are, you veer and choose something that's not in accordance with God's laws without knowing it. Without knowing it is not an excuse. Bibi Netanyahu does not believe he did anything wrong. He did not breach trust. He did not do anything illegal, and he wants his day in court. And he deserves his day in court. But I want to have a deeper conversation with you about Bibi Netanyahu and why, for a third time, a third election, Moshiach, me, is voting for Bibi Netanyahu. Bibi Netanyahu is just like you. He is not alone. If Bibi Netanyahu was the head of a corporation with shareholders and did exactly the same things he did as Prime Minister of Israel, he would get applause, he would be on the winning team, his stock price would go up, and everybody would love Bibi. Oh no? Oh yes. Nobody would want to take him out of his position of power because everybody would be making lots and lots of money. But that was on Monday. And on Thursday, Bibi Netanyahu is an elected official and the Prime Minister of Israel. And the same behavior, the same quid pro quo, the same calling in a friend's favor, the same behavior that wins you approval and applause on Monday as the head of a corporation gets you indicted for breach of trust. Oh no? Hashem says, oh yes. Was it wrong on Monday when he was the head of a corporation? Hashem says, yes. Was it wrong on Thursday as Prime Minister? Yes, again. But it's the way of this world. Everybody breaches trust. It just depends on the day of the week and your job description. And when someone's in power in a political forum and other people don't like them and don't like their policies and don't like their friends, they attack and they scheme and they want to take you down. It depends on who your friends are in politics. It depends on what your ideology is in politics. And there's a lot of people in Israel who have enough of Bibi Netanyahu, and his time has come. And I read the head of the Blue and White Party, Benny Gantz, says in a recent article, the chains of the immunity block must be loosened. Well, what does that really mean? What does that have to do with breach of trust and Bibi Netanyahu? What it has to do with is the ideologies of the religious right bloc are different from Benny Gantz. And Benny Gantz is the head of the Blue and White Left Liberal Party. And he's had enough of you rabbis. And he wants a change of the guard because he's decided right from wrong, left from right. He knows better about the direction of Israel and where Israel should go as a country than Bibi Netanyahu. And this is where Mashiach comes in. Little Miss Mashiach, make fun of me, trash me, but that's what I am. I am voting for Bibi Netanyahu. Did he breach trust? Sure he did. And so did you, and so did Benny Gantz. And Benny Gantz has had some awful charges leveled against him this past year also. Are they true? He would need his day in court, wouldn't he? Doesn't Bibi Netanyahu deserve his day in court also? Why are they pressuring him to step down from the prime ministership? Why? He's accused, he's indicted. He has not been convicted. I am going to vote for Bibi Netanyahu, and I pray that Bibi doesn't cave into the pressure. I pray that the rabbis in the right-wing bloc and the religious right don't cave into the pressure. Benny Gantz said, don't be afraid in that same article, don't be afraid to stand up to corruption. I say, don't be steered off a cliff, and don't be afraid to stand up for God, for Hashem. Hashem has told me repeatedly, and it is also in my book, I hope you've read it by now, that Bibi Netanyahu is the best prime minister for Israel without exception as we head into the Third World War. I don't want anybody else at the helm. If Hashem tells me Bibi Netanyahu is the best leader for Israel, I'm voting in that direction. I hope you'll listen. I hope you will set aside your own fears, Benny Gantz, your own inclination to want what you want without knowing the truth. And the truth is the Torah was written by God himself, and the religious right that you view as a threat to you and Israel is honoring God's Torah, and they do not represent what Torah observance truly is. They represent a form of Torah observance with very high fences. Moshiach observes Torah more stringently and adheres to Torah law more than the longest bearded rabbi in all the world. And I wear tank tops and blue jeans. You have nothing to fear about Torah law, Israel. You have nothing to fear, but I can tell you what you should fear. Hashem says that Bibi Netanyahu is the best prime minister for the job. And what you should fear is his absence. And what you should truly fear is a country run by the blue and white left-wing progressives. Hashem says that that would be death to Israel and death to the entire world. Benny Gantz, in my opinion, is a good man who is completely wrong and on the wrong side of Hashem. He doesn't know or understand Torah law, and the way he speaks shows me he doesn't know that Hashem is real, God is watching you, and Bibi Netanyahu, you're not alone. Hashem is with you. God bless you, Bibi. Bibi Netanyahu, Likud in March. That's my vote.